Yeah, exciting weekend last week. A great win for us to be 1-0 to beat a nationally ranked opponent with a lot of starters, a lot of returners back. I suspect Catawba's going to have a great football season. They're a class program. Coach Walker does a great job. It was a hard-fought game. We ended up pulling out there at the end, pulling away a little bit. Credit to Catawba for how they played and the way they came down here and gave us all we could handle for a long time. This week we've got Miles. Miles is defending conference champions in their conference. Coach Ruffin's been there for a long time, has built that program into a program that is perennially either in the playoffs or winning their conference and doing great things. And they're really stout and strong on defense. They're always sound on defense. And they had an explosive second half last week to really spring things open and win a big opening game versus Fort Valley. So it should be a great contest versus another proud program in Miles that is used to winning championships. And so with that, we'll open it up for questions.
Coming off the first game, just what were some of the things that you were looking for in film and some things that maybe you could correct or some things you did well?
Well, just all in all, week one, a lot of mental things that you can correct and fix. Maybe just getting caught up in the moment of playing game one. Defensively, we had a lot of, subtle little bust that we can correct and play even better. I know that's hard to believe as good as we played, but there was some things we could fix. In the kicking game, we thought we could shore up a few things, even though we played really well there. And, obviously ball security. We had 2 fumbles. Those are easy fixes that cannot happen by 2 of our better players. And then offensively, we were just a little off. It's an excuse, but we lost Jalen Jones right there on the first play of the game, who's one of our kind of go-to guys at wide receiver. And when that happened, we had to shuffle some people around due to some other nicks and bruises we've had. And it just kind of, when you put it all together, we were just a little off. We had several drop passes. Some of them were big plays. And then we had a few missed throws. But credit to Catawba. They're a defense that led their conference in defense and has 9 starters back. A couple of them are great players, and they played extremely well. But we want to just tighten it up a little bit offensively, get those things fixed, shore up those, and then eliminate the mental bust defensively and get better at ball security.
Coach, how confident are you feeling about your team after seeing how well your defense performed last week?
Well, we're confident here, all the time. We feel good about the players we got and the way we do things. It was great to see our defense only give up 3 points. And it was great to see our kicking game, our punt unit flip the field like they did, our kickoff coverage unit do what they did. So we saw something. It was great to see some explosiveness on offense, made a lot of big plays. It was good to see our kicker. We missed 1 kick, didn't hit it good, but the other ones were great. And so we did some good things. We just got to improve. We're not satisfied with where we're at, but we shouldn't be. We're not a finished product, but we shouldn't be. We look for a lot of improvement between game 1 and game 2, but we think we got a chance to have a great football team.
Last game, Devontae Jackson, Marcus Franks, pretty much even when it came to carries and yards. Is that your plan all season to split up the carries between those 2?
I don't know about the plan for the whole season. We kind of take it week by week and how each guy's playing, how each guy's performing in practice. I suspect both of those guys will be integral contributors to this football team because they're 2 guys with high character. They're 2 guys that bring it every day. They're extremely unselfish. They do everything we ask of them on and off the field, and they're extremely talented. So I would suspect, you would see both of them, but, we'll have to see how the season goes.
A lot of coaches talk about that improvement from game 1 to game 2. How important does that make practice for you guys this week?
I think it does make it important, but I think practice is always important. I'm a guy that believes you don't just all of a sudden show up in games and do things that you haven't shown before you can already do. The old saying that he's a gamer. Well, those guys that are gamers, they usually play great in games, but they usually practice really well too. They just step it up a little bit in games. Very rarely does a guy look like crap in practice and all of a sudden he plays good in games. So practice is big for us, and we had another competition Tuesday yesterday. We really got after it, and I think we'll play better this week.
Speaking on improvement, what would you like to see your offense improve on from game 1 to game 2?
Well, we would just like to tighten it up a little bit. Hopefully be on the same page. Obviously eliminate some drop passes, eliminate some ball security issues, and make a few more big plays.
In game 1, do you wish you could have got Willie Candler a little bit more playing time, or was that Was that enough for him? I know he only really got one snap, but
Yeah.
he got a little more playing.
We got 3 snaps at the end. Man, I'm just glad we won. Winning's hard. Wins aren't easy to come by, especially versus a nationally ranked team. We beat them by 20 points. In a perfect world, yeah, I wish all my guys could play in every game, but I'm happy to win.
Coach, new unit together on the OL. How did that work last Saturday as far as the offensive line performance?
Well, I thought they really played very physical. Harley Vaughn was our most valuable player on offense, extremely physical. Austin Castle played really well. Q Stanford and Owen Painter at guard showed signs that they can be great players, and Kent Flowers at tackle. And then we played another Monty Brown at guard, Austin Hamilton at center and guard as well. Abed Nelson, Harrison Morgan, Jason Akins. We played 10 guys up there, and I think we've got a chance to have great depth. I think we gave up 1 sack. We ran the ball for well over 4.5 yards a carry. We just didn't, the O-line played good, and we just didn't. We had some plays there to be made, and whether it was a drop pass here or a timing issue, with moving some guys around at receiver, or whether it was a misfire at throw, when you couple those things out, there was about 12 pass plays that we really would like to have over. And if you go 2 out of 3 out of 12, that'd be 8 out of 12. You complete 8 more passes. We're talking about throwing for 335, 340 yards and about 3 or 4 touchdowns Saturday. So the bad thing is we didn't play well. The good thing is it's all things that are correctable. We've got guys with talent. We've got guys that care. And I think we can fix those things.
What's the biggest thing for you about this Miles team that you're about to travel and go face?
Just a whole lot of respect for Reginald Ruffin and the type of program he runs. They're always classy. They always play the game the way it's supposed to be played. They're physical. They're going to be where they're supposed to be on defense. They're going to tackle well. They're going to shed blocks. They're going to block. Offensively, they're not going to beat themselves. Kicking game, they're not going to beat themselves. So just, they play the game the right way, and we're going to have to go there and beat them. They're not going to allow us to they're not going to give us the game. So it's what you want to play. If you look at our schedule, we really don't play any opponents. Our 3 out-of-conference opponents are Catawba, conference champion, Miles, conference champion, and Albany State, who played for a conference championship. So we don't shy away from playing good football teams, and I think it'll be another one this week.
Coach, we're looking really strong at the safety position. How do you decide to distribute playing time between all those playmakers?
How they practice. The people that practice the best are the ones that play the most, and that's just the way we do it here. And, we got some talent back there. Jeff Fullwood, Laronji Vason, Zed Brown, Curtis Lindsey. Curtis Lindsey played lights out last week. He was our defensive MVP. And A.J. Leggett. Rocky Capo Bianco is a tremendous, unselfish leader that does everything you ask. Eris McCall's coming along as a young guy. So we're fortunate to have a lot of guys back there competing and pushing each other. But, who practices the best, who plays the most. Great thing about having that many guys is in the kicking game. They're all factors in the kicking game, and they bring it right there and make our kicking game units even more special.
And throwing the corners into that secondary group, and that group played really well for you on Saturday. And it's a group you expect to play well for.
That's right. Marcus Sales had a great game, had a block punt, an interception, 2 pass deflections, forced every one of those fair catches on the punt team in an unselfish role. Does a great job. Jakyron Young's got unlimited talent, can be a great player as he continues to mature. Ashton Jackson stepped in and played well, young guy. David Singleton's always steady, got his hand on several balls and got them away. And, DeAndre Cooper's another young guy that's growing with what we're doing. So we got talent there too, and again, that helps our kicking game, and it helps the competition every day in practice.
Were you surprised at all at how well A.J. Leggett played against Catawba?
No, because he's practiced well. There's a big interception there at the end. AJ's a guy that's continuing to learn our defense. He's extremely talented. Playing that rover position, there's a lot of checks, a lot of mental things on him, and he continues to learn and progress. He's played 1 game for us in that system, and I think you'll continue to see him get better and better as the year goes on.
You had 3 interceptions. I believe it was 3 quarterback hurries. Are you surprised you didn't see any sacks, though, last game against Catawba?
Well, affecting the quarterback is what we try to do, and they chose, I think out of all their pass plays, only 12 of them were drop back pocket pass plays, and 8 of those 12, I think we knocked the quarterback on the ground. So that's affecting the quarterback. And we can't control if they're going to get the ball out quickly. We can't control if they're going to sprint out of the pocket. We can't control some of those things, but we can control that if we affect the quarterback. So in the past plays they called, I think their quarterback would tell you he was definitely affected by our pass rush. And so I was pleased really with how it happened. It just, we didn't get a sack because of the way, that they chose to play the game. Credit to them on that. But I think we got after them in all passing situations.
How big is it that defense off those turnovers, you score 13 points, that at this point of the season, with as many guys as you returned on defense, that they can do something and help the offense out a little bit like that?
Yeah, man, it was just a phenomenal thing to watch. They were extremely physical. I think everybody was there, saw that. It's the first thing they noticed. And I think, the sky's the limit for what they can do, and they got to continue to improve. They can't rest on their laurels. We're not we didn't show up this year, just to beat Catawba. We're trying to be the best we can be individually, and which will make us good as a whole. I tell you one thing I was proud of offensively that kind of goes unnoticed. We weren't pleased with how we played, but the 2-minute drill right before halftime, extremely well executed. Moving from a no huddle type team the past few years to a huddle team, to be able to pop into a 2-minute drill no huddle right there, I think showed great preparation by Coach Greg and the offensive staff to be able to handle that the way we did, march right down the field and get it in the end zone, which gave us a 2-score lead going into halftime, which was big.
And then just what do you expect from this team's first road trip of the year, and kind of making that adjustment from playing game one at home and now hitting the road?
Well, it's an extremely tough place to play. We've played there before. Their band is great and loud, and they'll play every snap and the whole game. So it'll be as loud as if you're playing at Neyland Stadium or at Alabama or anywhere else. It'll be the loudest stadium on earth Saturday. And so we're trying to get ready for that. And, I just want us to play better. I want us to improve. I want to wake up on Sunday and feel like we're a better football team than we were the previous week. And if we can do that, for 11 straight weeks going into the playoffs, we'll have a chance to do something really special. And so that's really just we just want to take another step forward. All right, thanks a lot, guys. Go Wolves.